Let's have a look. Okay then. So Claudia, you were saying that you met on a dance floor and you were doing this exotic dance, which was called the Aisha. Or?
Yeah, Aisha. Yeah.
And then Alfonx, when you met Alfonx, he said to you he was a sailor who had a boat called Aisha.
It opened a new space, an ocean. It opened a new ocean for me. And then one of the first action we did in common was in December. He brought me with his boat. Was Aisha?
No,
the other one. Yeah, more. Yeah, multiple thing is also very important in our life. We went out on a lake, and I had really like the initiation of for this sailing thing, because before I had nothing to do with boats, nothing to do with water, nothing. And we went out of the harbour alone in nearly evening, and we had a marvelous wind coming from behind. And 5 minutes after leaving, we said, "Okay, near here, the rudder. I go downstairs. I have a little nap or one." And I thought, wow, what? And I took the rudder. Yeah, he thinks I can do it, I'll do it. And that's what I missed. My father didn't do that. Alfonx is, by the way, 12 years older than me. And so all about father protection and complex or whatever, I don't care, you know. And it has something to do with authority and everything. Okay, well, I'm searching my own authority, and so I felt attracted by him. But he's got something wild, and with his experience of going out and living in the forest and all that thing, being also farmer, or having farming, I came all together. Okay, also then this moment came together. I was sitting there at a rudder alone. He was close, but not visible for me. I knew he's there. And up we had this marvelous butterfly, and the wind was bringing us out to the sea. The lake was ours because in winter time there is no one else. And I felt really safe in the boat, sitting there, having the rudder, like being my own authority, and feeling the contact to the water as well. And it was like rooted down and guided up and having a direction. And it was like a moment that's all I'm really searching for, you know. Yeah. And since then, instinctively, I'm researching that feeling. And I thought, okay, it has to do something with boats, with partnership, with all that, you know. And sure, I entered in a labyrinth, real big labyrinth afterwards, and being quite close to the center and skipping out to the border and thinking, no, what did I do? Quite quick after meeting him or encountering him, we decided to buy a boat. I decided
that's an interesting analogy.
I decided to buy a boat together because he had not the financial background, but he had the know-how, and so we came to things together. But also big conflict how to manage that because
But this is interesting, you say a labyrinth, because a labyrinth has one way to the centre and one way back out.
Yeah. But you always on the way.
Yeah, always on the way.
And sometimes you feel quite quick, and sometimes it just doesn't, you're at the end. And yeah, I'm still in. Sometimes quite close. I don't think I'm really in the center. But it is like here, in being on this Puerto Seco, I'm quite close to the sea, but I'm still on earth, because probably confidence or trusting to really get out into the life and really take that ocean. I'm still held by my fears.
That's a wilderness as much as
I mean, this is the
the
wall.
tops of mountains.
Yeah, this is like this wall. I'm more, and a few weeks ago I discovered, when I go downstairs the ladder, there is a hole in the wall, little hole. And sometimes
A hole in the wall.
a
What
hole
is
in the wall.
beyond? It's not a.
No,
It's
there's
not
a
a
hole.
bank, is it, or
No,
something
there's a
like
hole
that?
in the wall, and I see the horizon. I see the horizon, and
Yeah.
I see the sea, and I see okay, it can grow. That's, and sometimes things takes longer.
Mm.
I mean, that's it. And he's suffering a lot because he just wanted to make a quick thing and go out into the world with his mission.
With his mythological mission.
And now he's so hard working here and struggling and suffering.
Is this something you could do with the children? You could take out into the wild world?
That's also to show them another place, sure. But to show them one thing. I mean, I went to the university and I made all this scholarly way, and I think
All these what, sorry?
this going through this traditional
Academia.
kind of formation, and it didn't help me to live my life. Sure, in an administration way, or I had a good job, you know. I mean, it was an easy life somehow from external factors. But on the other hand, it was not nourishing me, not my soul. Sure, with the experience I've got now, I could have done it different, better, whatever. But okay, I have to accept that, and this is also a process of integration. Why I did this and didn't decide that. I really like that inside. And yeah, now we're coming really closer to that point that we bring this ship, who's also
Called the Sundance.
called Sundance, dance in the sun, you know, like it has to do in all the time. I was missing the dance because then it quite quickly came very material, very fixed on the project, very destroying, because new factors came in, like 2 children and motherhood and partnership.
But before we have another catamaran.
We changed the ship.
He named you and me.
You've had a few ships, though, haven't you? Because
Yeah.
I'm sleeping on the Moira,
Yeah,
Moira,
this is
yeah.
also.
which is a tiny little comfortable thing.
And they
Yeah.
are, look, our ship, they have all a really magic dimension. Like the first was Aisha that
Aisha,
started,
right.
and then he had another one, I bought from him, and we called it
Cairo.
Kairos, like the right moment. And then
That's
we
Greek.
had,
Yeah,
It's Greek, yeah.
then we had Uni, you're right?
you and me, yeah.
Yeah. We buy the catamaran, we made a selection, and we decided, okay, so the trimaran and not a mono.
Yeah, but my option was we have 2 ships, no? The Cairo and the Aisha, and with 2 ships we go in the Mediterranean and to sailing, no? And to learn sailing. And she can be independent, and she can learn independent, like he made the woman liberations and everything like this. No, without men. Okay, make your way. I'm a rocker, not emancipation's woman. No, and when I want to participate in the emancipation's movement. I come with my motorbike and with my rocker motor, and also I want to go to participate with the women about liberations about the woman. And no, you know, men like you, get up, go. Who is
This
done?
is like the difference between feminism and emancipation, you know.
Okay. Because I was going to mention that point. As a lot of men who would admit that they are feminists because they support the women's movement.
Sure. Yeah, so I would say he is more feminist than I am. I was really focused on having same rights, feeling the unjustness of the things.
Anxiety or the
Yeah,
anxiousness. The anxiousness.
Yeah. And he
Emancipation
was
is elimination of sex.
Yeah, okay. And
And that's go on, carry on. Sorry.
yeah, and that's true. It was somehow a misunderstanding on my side. Like, what really changed the world is going to the feminism, going to this, like, a valorization of the feminine part, and not doing the same as men do as women. You know, like going in the concurrence as an emancipated woman does. Okay, I do the same. You know, fuck off. I do it better than you.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do with my dad. But he was always the better one.
Yeah, what he make your brother building a more bigger penis than him.
He's working in a construction, you know.
He built in Turkey a big penis, no? And now she must to go confiance in the water, the mother water.
Yeah.
But there is a word called androgyny where you don't have any sex, and maybe that's what you're more talking about. It's like when you get young children who don't have either male or female qualities, they grow up together. You know, as this sexless people, and sometimes this is a very, very high spiritual. Well, in fact, it is a spiritual sentiment, without a doubt. To share the quality of both male and female in yourself.
Yeah,
To see both sides
but
of you.
I all time told, look, when you go up growing in a ladder, you won't grow in the ladder. You begin with the first step. When you want your chakra when growing, you must go with the first step. No beginning with the last. You must begin with this. And this is the art, and after muy quickly is the sexuality, and now the emotion, and now your heart, and now your space, and now your open eyes, and then you are in contact with everything. No, then is the crown is open. But when you want to begin with the crown, and you are not in order with the sexuality, it's a bullshit. And I in contact with much alternative people, and all it have a problem with the groaning, with your art, and with the sexuality. And not want to look that, no, we are spiritual, we are this, we are peace and love. But in emotion also is blocked. And for me, I'm the first time I provocator. I go provocate the people. He told, I'm peace and love, and I provocate people. And these people, I'm a rocker, you know. And
a rocker.
With the motorbike. And then I was the celebrations of aggression, no? And the emotions. I all time in the contact with the aggression about the people. Why? I find the authority myself. And then the people, and the people, he looks. And he go, you aggressive, you are aggressive and all this, and then.
You know what you look like right now?
Yeah.
And there's mouth. You should be paying for everything.
and then I look here, I provocate the people. He are so peaceful, and when you are in the limit, these people are in the limit. It's very. You don't have more limits. But now, look at you. You don't are aggressive. When I'm aggressive in the limits. When I know I'm in contact with the limit. But when you are aggressive, you have to lose every limits.
You lose your emotional control?
Yeah. You lose the control. And that is spirituality. Fuck off. Go make love. It's better than make a mind fuck.
One of his favorite words, mindfuck.
Tell me something, yeah? You, was there one defining experience in both your lives where that made you what you are right now? One moment that you could say, I could never, after that experience, I could never be any different. I could never be any different.
I think that is must step one step after
one step after. For you, it's one step after another.
I'm passing much step. But the most important, I think, that is it was the experience the agriculture learn.
Of monoculture.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
yeah.
using
That's a, no. I don't can participate.
chemical warfare against plants
Yeah.
and stuff like this.
That is was I don't can participate.
But was
this
that
way
very
of life.
prominent in the 1970s?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
as
because
well.
it's kind of
This was
industrialization
the beginning of the
this
industrialization.
agriculture.
This
The
was-
big thing. And that obviously went hand in hand with the chemical warfare that
Yeah.
we're using in places like Vietnam and stuff like that, yeah?
Yeah.
They were
Yes,
using
there was
chemicals to try and
Yes,
change the
exactly.
world,
Exactly.
yeah? And so this affected not just you, but like that was part of the root of the movement
Yes.
for liberation.
Yes.
Because people fearful of the loss of their environment.
Yes, and I looked then when I was in this land. I see a film in the in home, my home from our father. We don't have television, and there
You don't have television.
no,
No.
and there have a film about the hippie movement. And I looked this film in the night when everybody sleep. With the girl from the patron and she was 12 years old and I'm 15 and we are together and look hippie movement and this was it moved some things inside of me.
Even at 15, yeah.
Yeah.
They grabbed you early.
And that was very for to feel no, that is the way to the feeling and all this drugs experience also changed much my mind. And after it was the cancer.
Yeah.
The cancer it make me.
How did you cure yourself from the cancer? Did you cure? Was it a spiritual cure?
No, it was
Spiritual
it was
healing?
chemical therapy
Shamanic?
for 1 year.
Shamanic?
Yeah, chemical therapy.
Oh, chemotherapy.
Chemotherapy for 1 year.
Yeah.
Very hard. But in the same time, and somebody gave me a book. The name is The Sickness is Your Way.
Sickness is, well, interesting. Sickness
Yeah, this
is your
is
way.
really
Yeah.
good to know.
And this book make me open completely a world with connections. But just in this time, I practical magie, telepathy, on the horoscope, but all scales not are connected with together. Occultism is all some spaces, differently spaces, but not connected. And with this book, I find connections with everything.
This is a really interesting point because I'm doing some introspective or personal research.
Yeah.
Was you ever celibate when you were trying to heal yourself of cancer? Was you ever celibate?
Celebrate?
Celibate. Did you ever abstain from sexual contact?
Als je daar het ziet, we zijn foutzaam zie.
Oh no, sexual contact.
Sexual intercourse.
Yeah, I don't have occasion. You don't have woman.
You didn't have women?
No.
For many?
No, also I'm when you are in the chemotherapy. He put you the poison completely. He kill everybody in yourself.
Yeah.
And you all time like this. No, you are also occupied with yourself.
You cannot try to have a relationship
It's
during
not
this time.
so sexy
No.
in this moment.
I was with the mother from the second son together in time, but I don't remember we have sexuality no, but I don't know too. I don't remember already experience. It was more. I was occupied about myself, and. Sure, I'm all time sharing sexuality. That's all my life.
But what about you, Claudia? Did you have a moment, like the cancer that Alfonx has changed him forever? You know, like you. Did you have a moment?
I couldn't point up, so yeah, but it was not as I had quite in my mid of 20, I had some kind of burnout already, and I was really hard engaged in this women movement, and parallel I was working in a project, and a lot of things came together, and I was really at the limit. I couldn't. There were I had some kind of breakdown. I handled it myself. I was not by a doctor or something, and I started my studies, and that was some kind of limit. But on the other hand, I think it was not so fundamental. It was a huge impact, and it changed a lot of my imagined power. That I was really limited, and I can't do anything as I want, and not everything goes with will, and. But in a way, it could happen again. I'm sensibilized for that, but it is always a bit point that I'm tending to give too much, or to invest myself too much, and losing me there. And on the other hand, he's suffering about that. This is probably a fear I have, to invest me too much, that I go over my limits in a negative way, not in a growing sense, but in a collapsing sense.
Okay.
And this is something, and I was thinking when you asked this question, but it didn't. There are several points, sure, but like this sailing experience I pointed out there, or releasing me from, this is something, but it's not a special moment, more a movement, because Alfonx didn't have a fixed home. He was traveling around, he had a motorhome, and that was also part of this story, that I had so enough of that city and this overflow and this decorating my apartment with nonsense, and there's this concentration on what, or this question, what do I really need to life, was coming more and more in my focus. Okay, reducing. I started to reduce before I met him a lot of things. I cleaned up my apartment, getting to zen. I had only really externally the what I thought I need.
Was this preparation to have a child?
A child?
Preparation for a child?
Probably, yeah.
I'm just taking some air.
I opened the door. It takes it to open the door.
No, was it preparation? I mean, did you...
Unconsciously, probably, yeah.
Okay.
Because I was in the way of I expressed myself enough, like having enough. Okay, I could paint something, and I could create whatever, but that are all products.
Tell me what does it mean to you two to have children? What do you want in your children? What do you want them to be?
I want children.
Do you want them to be free, or do you want them just
now
to be...
Now what do you want
no,
with
I
them?
all time I'm suffering the most in my life, the separation about my children.
What's about the
separation, because he has 4 other children
Yes.
with other women, and one of those died. Other 3 are still alive, and in a way the story goes that with none of them he had really lived a longer time together, and because the partnership were broken, and
for me the experience was very much this, that I have more that I have much moments to be together with moments with other child, and I'm like a father, and I look when we look the system social system, the woman look for security.